greetings. Good afternoon and good evening or good morning wherever you are today. My name is ALAENURA and it's been quite a week actually, and I'm just really wanting to share a little bit about the mother, the feminine, shadowy, moist, inner aspects of who we are, the emotional, the feeling realms, the hidden. And in terms of living in this world of polarity and how we have an energy of the feminine and the energy of the masculine, and how somehow we resist truly knowing the feminine and the mother, the inner mysteries, and hence why it has been regarded through time immemorial as evil or negative or disruptive. And it's no wonder that quite often, whether you're male or female, when it really does come to acknowledging how you really feel about something, it's very difficult to accept those feelings and to share them with another person. And the truth is, I think as a species, we're really being called to become naked, and our hearts and souls are really calling for intimacy so we can really know who we are experientially through our inner technology, our sensitivity, our vulnerability. And that so much separation occurs due to this fear and due to this avoiding going there and working through stuff in relationships and within ourselves. So many people are on the run from their own feelings, let alone trying to resolve and work through things with the beloved, because we're all part of the whole, you know, and we're all different versions of self. And you know, this is part of our evolution. This is our metamorphosis. Just the same way when we were in the womb and we were initially conceived of, and we're just a bunch of cells, and we're initially just an egg and a sperm, and hey presto, there was light, there was life, and there was the division of the cells, and we grew into these beautiful fetuses, moving from one stage, reptilian, amphibian, to mammalian, you know. And even during those early stages, the fetus was actually in female form. And it's really important to remember this, that we are all female until a certain amount of time within the womb, and then some chemical reaction happens and we either go into the male form or the female form. But essentially it's this inner feminine, this inner sensitivity, the mystery of who we are is really hidden within the feminine, within the mother. This is also part of the reason why there's this urge for the male to enter the woman into the yoni, into that area, to recover, almost like a telescope entering a black hole, into time portals and memories. And quite often it's only through this act that man is able to become and release his emotional body. So there's so much here, you know. The mother within is calling us. You know, we were all birthed by the mother. There's no difference. Every young child, be you male or female, was loved and suckled. If you didn't suckle, it was that same energy, you know. And what happens whereby there's this separation happens, you know, between the child and the mother? What happens for the child to bite the hand that feeds it, to reject it? And this is part of the reason why there's often so much struggle between male and female relationships, you know. It's still quite often a lot of that drama still playing itself out, you know. And what to do, you know, other than to really now become intimate, truly intimate, getting naked in every possible way, and perhaps even other than taking your clothes off, you know, truly getting naked and revealing what is held within the heart. You know, relationships aren't just there to have fun and to show off the best of you. It's also an opportunity for you to bring all of you, for certain aspects that have been left unattended, to bring that to the table for healing. Oh my goodness. I mean, isn't that what it's also about? And yet I also understand that, you know, with the everyday workings of life, maintaining a job and a mortgage, that's fine, but as long as we don't end up completely identifying to these identities that aren't truly who we are. And for those of us who've ever lost anything, and when you get to a certain age, you begin to lose things. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be someone who's cared for, a relative or a partner who's died, then you realize that what's really important, and this is the relationships we have with one another, and particularly the opportunity to be all of you, because also it's this hidden aspects of who we are, that part that we keep hidden, that we really crave to relate to with another person, you know. And within the depths of our soul come all these gems, all these spectrums of love and light and reunion, a sense of coming home, a sense of okay, I can be all of me. I can let my belly out. I can just be, warts and all, you know. And it's time for us to stop running away from ourselves and stop running away from each other. This is warfare, you know. And no matter how subtle that might be, to not be able to resolve things, you know, from relationships or even ex-relationships, and just move forward with real reverence and understanding. So the higher learnings were really taken on board, you know, and this really is essential now, and something that's really important for us to step into that place of integrity and truth and trust, and not run away and take all of that baggage into another situation. And of course this also goes the same to parents. You know, our children really need us to be dealing with our shit, otherwise they end up feeling unseen, and they feel unable to relate to you because you're not really relating to the truth of who you are. And I'm sure we all remember what it's like to be an adolescent, and it's not easy, so many conflicting ideas, and really having to deal with some fundamental ideas of who we are, and with the hormones rushing through the body, suggesting all these other things. It's a tough time. And yet as parents we really need to step up and bring our situation into that, you know, and how difficult it is, and have empathy. So this can truly be a positive process and initiation, you know, into adulthood, you know, with love and understanding, deeper understanding of what it means to be human, and not holding the shadow aspects of what has become reality or accepted reality to become a limitation, or to become a shadow identity within our children, you know, because they know the truth. And this is often the reason why gangs are formed, because so many children are not seen at home, you know, and they're often spoken at rather than spoken to. There's not a communion. So they go, okay, whatever, yeah, whatever, and then they go out there and they communicate and share amongst themselves and compare themselves amongst themselves, because they've all been in the same situation. They've all been about the mother and also quite often don't refer to life until after we have our mother has given birth to us, and given birth in the sense that we have come out of the mothership. But prior to that, I've always understood that to be within the womb, which is often not embraced as such. You know, when you're growing and developing within the womb, you are already alive. You know, we've already been birthed into various stages of development. We move through various stages of development. And do we have any idea of where we're going to expand into, whether there's going to be a life after that, you know? And yet we truly do just move into trust in the process. And I imagine that it's this process of birth, or being given birth to, isn't necessarily something that we often welcome. In some cases I think that's the case, but in some cases it's like you might not be ready, or it's so comfortable there, and you have your own life support system, you know, through the mother, and then when we do arrive in this world, there's often some great big spank that we receive. There's a bit of a rude welcome into, or shocking welcome into the world, let alone the kind of existence that so many children, so many of us are born into. And I know there's no right or wrong in all of this, but you know, it's so important that we start opening up into wider concepts of life, that we don't know much. The idea of going and studying and labeling ourselves as a mechanic or a doctor or a nurse, or I have a degree, you know, 1 degree out of 360 degrees. People rant and rave about it. I'm not saying education's not good. The point I'm trying to make is that a degree is 1 degree, and quite often that's enough. What about the rest of the, you know, where do you think they come from? Where do they come from? How do we gain that knowledge? How do we gain that information? How do we gain true wisdom? You know? Oh, how do we gain knowledge and wisdom? Start getting the other degrees in life is through expanding, learning for ourselves what feels good, what is right, what makes you feel ill at ease, you know, what makes you feel less, you know. And let's not get it twisted that, you know, if someone wants to have reconciliation and they're really coming from the heart, let it be, no matter how tough it is. If it's really coming from a point of love and closure, then it's time for that to happen. And and I guess I'm speaking for myself as well, you know. All I can do right now is to maintain my own sovereignty, my own inner balance, and try my best also to just send love to people who aren't able to meet me. And sometimes when you see somebody, it's really scary for other people because they haven't been seen like that or experienced that way, so they may run a mile. And people have said to me, oh, don't worry about people like that, they don't deserve your time. But you don't choose who you love, you know. But on the other hand, it's very important for me to also not to remain preoccupied with those unresolved areas. But I realize also that a lot of parents have those issues with their children, you know. You can't make a child understand something until they're ready to. And the same way you can't make someone understand something until they're able to do that. So everything has a certain time. So anyway, here I am in windy Waterloo Park. The energies are changing as they do always. to remain balanced, whatever that is, and enjoy. Also remember to lighten up and not take things too seriously. On the other hand, let us also, small by small, slowly by slowly, allow ourselves to expose the aspects that are hidden. It's time, is freedom time. It is freedom time, and we all just want to be free, from the inside out. So I love you. My name is ALAENURA. Divine blessings. Spread your wings. Know that everything is well. Everything is in divine order. All is perfect, whole and complete. There is no right or wrong. There is just here right now, feeling, understanding, knowing what's true, And once we enough from certain external things like media and television and addictions, then we're really able to sit in the heart of who we are and love every single part. So, namaste, lots of blessings. Bye-bye. I see you.